the year. Telling it like it is. Week 9. Getting late. Pretty much more than the halfway point after today, obviously. A lot of big games this week. A lot of disappointing scenarios, though, as far as the injury bug goes. So some games that would be the game of the week now have lost a little luster because of some different things, whether it be COVID, whether it be injuries. But we'll get to all that. Team of the week last week, I guess you'd have to say, is the Packers for winning that tough game, but some other teams that played really well last week, and I guess the Jets stepping up last week was pretty big for them. Rosie joined us in the booth right there, and so we had to let Rosie, and Rosie wanted to come in the booth, earn her salary today. But as always, got my Viking gear on. I didn't even do a Viking post-game show last week. I guess I was so disappointed and damaged with the play calling. I think we threw the ball behind the line of scrimmage 7 out of 9 times at one stretch in the fourth quarter. When you got Thielen and Jefferson, the play calling is just disgusting. And again, looking confused at the end of the game, managing a game situation, and the NFL getting the rule wrong and never giving us back our timeout when the head of officials is on there, Mike Pereira, and tells us that, well, they can't charge you a timeout and penalize you at the same time. Well, they never put the timeout back on the board, and if they did, they didn't communicate to Mike Zimmer, and I can't believe none of the 3 geniuses in the booth and the people on the sideline caught that. So obviously Mike Pereira is wrong, or they didn't give us the goddamn timeout back, because if they did, it would have been a little bit easier to get down there and try to do something, but nope, can't do anything. And so we just look like typical Viking ass last week. Harrison Smith, who I said to you guys on all the Viking blogs was not worth that kind of money in the offseason. Again, people let their emotions get involved. Harrison Smith, one of my favorite players, not do a long-term deal. He has not been a good cover guy in a long time. Never had the great speed to cover. He is a person who anticipates well. He does get picks, and he is good at the line of scrimmage tackling, but you can't sign him to that kind of long-term deal. You give him a couple of years, he saved that money and put it somewhere else. And then, of course, with our stud out on the defensive end, it's not looking good for us, but that's a story for another day. We'll get to that game later. But, a couple of things this week. Aaron Rodgers, people losing their mind over someone's personal choice. Just incredible. I mean, there's a lot of guys who aren't vaccinated, so I don't know what the big deal is, but of course it's Aaron Rodgers. So, and I hate Aaron Rodgers, but it's his right. So, I'm a person. That's what you call a logical person, a person who understands the logic of the situation, whether you like him or not. It is his choice, and I don't care. I wouldn't get vaccinated if I was either him, because he's healthy. He feels healthy. I'm 53. I'm not Aaron Rodgers. Different choice to make. So we'll start this week. We already have one game this week, which could probably would have been exciting. But White gets hurt, and if I'm Mike White, I don't let myself come out of that game because my elbow is swelling. There's no way. This is your chance in life right here. I don't care. I go out there and I play. So now here you are in a situation where you're on national TV. You have another good game. You're going to get a contract. Ask Flynn from the Packers a couple of years back, who sucked, had one good game on national television. All of a sudden, boom. So I would never let that happen to me. I would just tell them I'm fine and play. I don't give a shit and give it a shot. But no, players are different today. But we'll start with the Falcons, the Saints. Weird game. Saints favored by 6 at home. Falcons, last week laid a little bit of an egg. But I guess I would take the Saints in this game, although it's a very strange game because you'd think the Falcons would show some life last week, climbing back into it at 3-3, but they didn't. Instead, they looked like crapola, and they didn't get it done. So, but I'm going to go with the Saints plus 6. I think that they'll be fine today. I guess I just think the Falcons showed last week that, again, they just don't seem like they took advantage of the opportunities they're going to have in front of them. So, not a good situation for the Falcons. And if you ever find a pen that works, that'd be really nice. Going to mark down my picks here. I'm telling you like it is. Got to be straight. Saints 5-2. I think it's the weakest 5-2 team you could see. But Falcons are 3-4. Falcons could get back in here. Just don't forget we get that extra wild card this year, which I think is great. Which is why this time of year is really fascinating. That extra wild card I think is going to help a lot. It's not an extra week of football that they got out of it either, which is good. And the ones he gets to buy, I like that. So really looking forward to that rule change. I'm going to go with the Saints. Jameis is out. I guess Cam didn't get a phone call. Thankfully, we heard some Kaepernick calls. He didn't get a call either. But, the Saints, I think with, Hill's not going to be the starting quarterback they announced yesterday. So I'm playing the Falcons. I'm going to go with them with the 6, even though it's a risky pick. Broncos at the Cowboys. Broncos are acting like they're 0-8. They give away Von Miller for hardly anything. They get a second and a third for Von Miller, and they're paying $9 million. Is there something else there that we don't know about that's going on with the team or Von himself? How could you only get a second and a third for a guy who had an LT run on the way to the Super Bowl? It's the closest thing to LT we've had, in especially in that playoff run when the Broncos won a couple of years back. Just ridiculous. I mean, how the hell do you only get a second and a third? I mean, I love John Elway, but Jesus Christ, John, gotta get more than that. You gotta get a couple of first rounders out of Von Miller, for Christ's sake, especially since you're at $9 million, you're keeping it yourself. I'm sorry, that's a bad job. You're in telling leaders we don't care if we like you or not. We don't like Aaron Rodgers, but you know what? It's his choice. I love John Elway, but that's a shitty deal, John. Sorry, got to get a better deal than that. But I don't know. Cowboys, is Dak going to be back today? I got to go with the Cowboys just because that Bronco offense is pedestrian at best. Patriots at Panthers, big game. 4-4. Panthers got a little bit off the deck last week, but I'm going to go with the Pats here. Panthers are favored by 4, which is surprising, but I'm going to go with the Pats here. Watching that Panther offense a couple of weeks ago, I'm sure Bill's going to find a way to shut that one down. So we'll see what happens. My Vikings at the Ravens, and I don't think we handled Lamar too well today. Sometimes we just look old and slow. Last week on 3rd and 11, we let Zeke catch the ball 6 yards short of the goal line, and Dantzler watches as Barr, who's out more than an astronaut on the perimeter of the astronaut ship. Barr's never in the game, for Christ's sake. He's always hurt. Barr gets broken a tackle, he breaks a couple other tackles, and then boom, that's the game right there. Stop him there to get a field goal, we get the ball back. But no, I just don't like our offense, and Harbaugh's a better coach than we have, and I like Zim, but I tell you what, for the first time ever, when you look confused week after week down the stretch of games, as a coach myself, that's not a good sign. Might be a sign you're just not thinking clearly, or you're having a Joe Biden moment. But I think the Ravens will probably win today, but the Vikings always seem to lose the most torturous way possible. But I guess I'll go with the Ravens at 5.5. You know, I'll be rooting for my Vikes hard today. If we get to 3-5, we're in trouble. But I told you weeks back that if we get to 5-6, I think we could be okay. But then we'd have to win 2 of the next 3, and that's not going to be an easy situation. To me, the most interesting game of the day is the Browns versus the Bengals. The Bengals knocked out half the world in the knockout pools because they just defensive coordinator played milquetoast the whole day and didn't do anything. It's amazing to me these guys get paid to coach all week long. So we have to think about. They don't have to teach, don't have to do anything else, don't have to sell anything, don't have to do anything. And I can't think of a better platform than that. When you get fresh meat in the game, like Mike White, you go after him. You don't play pedestrian. And then the Bengals just made about 5 or 6 plays to keep the Jets in the game, and then you lose. And so the Browns 4-4 at the Bengals, 5-3. The Browns, get rid of Odell. What a shock! Odell's a bitch somewhere else. Not really a shock there. Odell's always been a punk ass. His numbers have gone down every year since his rookie year, and when the Rams go out and sign him, I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole. He's just a bitch. Never wants to play hard. Everything's about him. He's not that good anymore. I mean, 1 catch and they lost the fucking game, and everybody loses their mind. Not that fucking good. He's soft as dog shit. So I'm going to take the Bengals to wake up, hopefully. Bills at the Jags, 14.5-point spread. That's a lot to give. You figure this kid Trevor's going to figure it out sooner or later. But the Jags looked pretty bad last week. I don't know. I'll say the Bills will win the game, but the Jags, obviously, I think will find a way to keep it under 14.5. Here's the toilet bowl. It should be held in Flushing this week. We got a great situation. We got the Texans 1-7 at the Finns 1-7. Finns are favored by 6.5. I'm going to go with the Finns here. They played pretty well last week. 6.5 is a lot, though, when you talk about the Finns, but it's the 1-7 toilet bowl. They should definitely hold us in like some sink somewhere. So Finns are really disappointing this year. And again, they fucked around with Tua too much. And here we are back in the saddle. Raiders 5-2 at the Giants, 2-5. 2-6, I should say. This is going to be interesting. Raiders are favored by 3 on the road, but again, they have some tumultuous situations. They lose their best deep threat because he's makes a tough decision for his own personal life and the life of a victim and the puppy in the car itself. Raiders have had a lot of turmoil this year, but I guess the Giants, you just don't know what you're going to get with the Giants. They have enough weapons, but you just don't trust the situation there. I guess I'll go with the Raiders plus the 3, trying to get to 6-2, and the Raiders are in the lead in that division, in case you noticed. And the AFC is, no great records over there. It's legally come back to the pack. Chargers 4-3 at the Eagles 3-5. Very important game. Chargers have shown some vulnerabilities recently. 1.5, but the Eagles are, I guess, at best a project, charity project sometimes. And but the Chargers did not look good the last couple of weeks. I'll take the Chargers 1.5 at the Eagles. This would have been a great game, Packers at the Chiefs, and it wouldn't matter if the Vikings could ever win a goddamn game. We could maybe game one on the Packers, but we're not catching the Packers no matter what, because we're just not that good. Packers 7-1 at the Chiefs, but no Aaron Rodgers. We'll find out if Love is good enough. The Chiefs, though, just aren't that good, and I have to tell you, Packers coaching staff's a pretty smart coaching staff. They'll run this ball down the Chiefs' throat, and I don't think the Chiefs are going to win by 7.5. I think they have a good chance to win, but I think the Packers are going to cover. And they've shown Packers coaching staff has shown that their ability. A couple weeks ago, they kept Arizona off the field. They ran the ball a lot, and they won the game. Cards at the Niners. Cards 7-1, Niners 3-4. Big game here. Niners beat the Bears last week in what was a big game. Cards are favored by 1. All right. Seems like Kyler Murray's going to be out. So this is the kind of game where, you don't know what the situation is going to be. But with him out, it just changes your whole package there. And I guess it's going to be up to the Cards defense and the Cards running game to see if they can control the ball and try to score some points here. But at the Niners 3-4, Niners need this game. Niners are a solid organization. I'm rooting for the Cards today. Cards +1. What would have been the game of the week if we had Derrick Henry? Titans at the Rams. The Lambs go out and pick up Odell and Vaughn. I wouldn't have picked up Odell, like I said. Too much of a pain in the ass. Titans at the Rams, 6-2, 7-1. And when we say someone's a pain in the ass, if you never coached, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. It's just go, well, he's mad good, or he's so talented. Yeah, good. I can find 50 guys on the street who are fucking talented. If you don't want to play and you're a bitch all the time, you're always hurt, and you got to leave remember he's on the Giants. You had to leave before the half, like 6 games in a row to get extra treatment. Bullshit. You got to get extra water. You got extra hydrated. Bullshit, dude. He has to make it always about himself. He has a fight with the freaking kicking net, and he's pissing on a fire hydrant in the end zone. It's just a pain in the ass. So Jeremy Shockey, 0.2, had a great start to his career, and now he's an afterthought. Not even a top 10 receiver, not even a top 20 receiver in the league right now. If you go by statistics, not even top 30. He's garbage. And I don't want to hear about all the talent and all the other bullshit. Talent, everybody in this fucking league is talented. If you don't want to play, you're not one of the tops. Next. I go with the Rams, 7.5. Bears at the Steelers. Tough game for the Bears. Bears schedule, like the Vikings schedule, is brutal. Steelers showing a little life here. Steelers offense is unpredictable. Bears offense, you just don't know what you're going to get with Fields some days. I'll take the Steelers 6.5 at home. The other thing is there's some great big nut cutting games in this weekend. And Pats being 4-4 at the Panthers 4-4. Well, for the Panthers, it's more important because the NFC playoff picture is crystal clear with those 5 teams up top there who all have 1 loss or less, and there's only going to be 2 spots really fighting for, and the Panthers are right in there right now. And if they get this win, that's a big win for them. But the Pats in the AFC, it's a little more murky. All right, they think they got an opportunity, and like I said, the Browns-Bengals game to me is fascinating because it's a division game, obviously. And you want to see if the Bengals recover from just an atrocious defensive effort, and also making terrible decisions on 4th and goal from the 4, going for it down 7-0. Kick the goddamn field goal. These guys, again, got to be cute. I got to show that, I'm willing to go for it. No, you got to show you win the goddamn game. Take 4th and 4 is not an easy conversion. 3 points is an easy conversion. At the end of that game, we know how that goes if you have those 3 points. It's ridiculous. But, hey, everybody's got to be the smartest dude in the room. So, again, a lot of injuries this week, a lot of tragedy this week. Got the Oakland Raiders situation, wide receiver. Aaron Rodgers with a vaccine. We got Derrick Henry out. Kyler Murray out is probably the MVP so far this year. So we got the NFL's feeling a little bit this week, missing some key players. And obviously the situation with the Raiders is just a tragedy. And that gentleman will not be coming back anytime soon. But we need to get some a win for my Vikes today. All right. But I just don't feel good about it being in Baltimore on the road like that against a team that's well coached, and Lamar is he's so awesome to watch. I love watching him. He's one of my favorite players. I feel like he's very underrated, even though people talk about him. I don't think they talk about him in the right context. He's just a winner, I think. And and people go, "Oh, he hasn't been to the Super Bowl yet." Like, that doesn't make you a winner if you haven't been to the Super Bowl yet. I love when people just find a narrative and just like pound the shit out of it without ever competing or understanding anything in their life. So thing is, we gotta see what happens. And I hope we can hang in there, maybe win a game late. But either way, I'm sure our hearts will be in our throat as Viking fans. But we're happy to have you here on Telling It Like It Is. Game of the week this week. Like I said, I'm really looking at that Browns Bengals game, that Panthers Pats game. So we're pretty much excited to have you, and watch us on YouTube. All right, watch us on Spotify, iTunes. Okay, we're on Anchor. Give us a shout. Good luck, Vikes. Chris Carter.